But like one builder's throwing in 2 years of flood insurance if you want to buy. They'll pay 2 years of your flood insurance premium. What are you talking about? What do they do after that? Welcome back, guys, and welcome to 2024. Hope you guys all had great holidays. Happy New Year. Thank you to everyone who has reached out wishing me the same. Really appreciate it, and really appreciate everybody joining me in the last year for my first year on YouTube. You guys have all made it super special, so can't thank you enough, but want to get right back into the housing market coming into 2024 here. We are starting off, as you guys all know, kind of on shaky grounds. And my previous videos, I've detailed how we have just enormous inventory growth, price drops, but it's not uniform across the state. As you'll know, it's mostly Southwest Florida right now, but we'll see where that goes. Going to kick it right off with our trailing 7-day stats. So today is the 5th. This is going to go back just before New Year's, but this is how we are kicking the new year off with the housing market, pretty much from Northport down to Punta Gorda, also Inglewood included in these numbers. New listings in the past 7 days, 178. We had 264 price drops in the last 7 days alone. If you guys know how much inventory we have, in Charlotte County, we have about 2,600 houses in the county. We're doing almost about 10% of them have price drops just in the last week, but seeing a lot of that to start the year. A lot of condo price drops coming January 1st, 2nd, 3rd. People that were waiting till after the new year are now getting a little more aggressive with their prices. But yeah, 264 price drops in this total area. We had 117 homes go pending. Again, this is from Northport down to Punta Gorda, including Inglewood. But as 117 went pending, we had 67 come back on the market. Now, this is a notoriously tough time of year to sell your house. There's, any time in the holidays. But to have more than half the number of homes that went pending come back on the market, that's a bit alarming, especially as, rates have been dropping the past couple of weeks. You would think the barriers would be less severe than that, but that's a little concerning to me. So again, 178 new listings, 110 homes sold, not coming anywhere close for the trailing 7 to being able to eat up the inventory we're putting on the market. Listing 178, only selling 110 of them, and we had 75 expired listings. Most of those new constructions, but still, don't usually see 75 expireds. I haven't at the beginning of a month for quite some time. The issue and why they're new constructions is, people will buy a piece of land, throw a picture of a spec house on it, and then see if anybody bites. After they get an offer to purchase and they get that person's funding, they will go through and then they will start the construction. So a lot of those are kind of just things that we're never going to get off the ground. I've had people drive over here from the other coast to take a look at spec homes that they thought were spec homes, but they were these properties, and there's just nothing there when they show up. Not like this, and as I know you guys love to see all our new construction. Nice corner lot. Pretty cool little house, actually. So guys, not a super strong start of the year in my area of Southwest Florida here. I have preliminary numbers for December. I don't really like to go over them until the board puts out their official stats, because that's kind of my metric, that's my gauge, but I do have ways of looking at it, other things. Looks like Charlotte's sales and prices are going to be flat month over month. Similar with Sarasota, though Sarasota's has jumped, but both of their prices look to me like they're going to be up year over year, average sales price for December. Now, median may fluctuate there, and why I think that's crazy is because, again, our inventory went up for December, so did Sarasota's. Our months of inventory went up for December, but the price still increased. So, I don't know if it's just a lack of knowledge that there are so many available options, or, buyers don't know they have some of the leverage they have right now, but average sales price year over year looks like they're going to gain in December. I also want to use our market to kind of pick apart the supply narrative as well. A lot of you guys are mentioning in the comments that where I am, this is the canary in the coal mine, and I think it might be starting to look like that. Does it spread countrywide? I don't know, but it don't look great here right now, if I'm, as you guys know. But the thought of, there's no supply, and, even if we get more listings, well, that's just going to push prices up as well because there's so many buyers waiting on the sidelines. Well, where are they here, guys? Where are all the buyers on the sidelines for all of these homes we have listed or all the condos we have listed? So, I mean, to me, that kind of just destroys that narrative. And I swear, guys, I don't plan this stuff. Like, I'm just walking around. I don't even know where I am today, to be honest with you. Another new construction. And actually, take a look. It's really only right down the street from the other new construction I just showed you. So I don't know what that build is going for. It looks like the lot, though, was purchased for $380,000 in 2021. The one down the street actually purchased for $260,000 in 2023. Now, this is a better corner lot, and let me show you why they're paying these premiums. It's because you take this canal up and out, and boom, you're in the harbor. One bridge. Now, it is a little trip down to the Gulf, but that's why they've got those waterfront premiums. So where are all the sideline buyers, guys? Why? Okay, inventory has opened up. We have a lot of it. Where is everybody that I was told was waiting on the sidelines? Where are the investors with cash that I'm being told are waiting on the sidelines? Oh, I know. They don't want nobody wants to buy at these prices. So I think some of that narrative is just absolute crap. And we're seeing it for what it is now as it's playing out here. It's going to be different in every market, but just because we open up a bunch of supply does not mean people are going to rush in and buy it at the prices that you want to list it for, which is being perfectly illustrated here. The other narrative that's emerging that is killing me is that because rates have moved down ever so slightly, now everyone I talk to is like, oh, everyone's going to start buying again. Some people have raised their prices because rates have gone down. Everyone's going to start buying again. Guys, they're not going to, if they couldn't buy at 7, they're not going to buy at 6.5. And very few people are on that, playing that dance at that threshold. So, even Fox Business coming out and saying mortgage demand has actually, they're calling it plummeted in the last 2 weeks of 2023, even with lower mortgage rates. Though I have to put into question, yeah, it plummeted during Christmas and New Year's, guys. So I don't know. What was it year over year? What's the difference there is probably what we should be looking at. But, so many conflicting narratives. It's hard to get upset with people when they don't really know what's going on because everything you read, it just contradicts the thing you read before it. The other narrative we have now is we got the jobs report and they're like, oh, 200,000 jobs added, but the average hours worked is down to 34 hours. That's pretty much part-time, guys. These are all part-time gigs is what I believe. And then they revise the numbers. And you don't even know if they're true to begin with. The October numbers, they said we had 150,000 jobs added, and they revised it down to 105,000 jobs. How do you miss that much? That's not a revision. That's a disaster. That's not a rounding error. It's not even close. 45,000 jobs were overcounted. How did you do that by accident? And the reason I think this is an issue is because it looks like sellers here in Southwest Florida see these job numbers. They see numbers from other areas of the country, real estate-wise, and they think that this applies, one size fits all, when clearly that's not the case. Like I mentioned, prices going up year over year in Sarasota and Charlotte tells me that people do not know how much inventory is really out there. Buyers don't know. So I don't expect sellers to know either. Makes sense to me. But what's going to really shock them is how many new construction homes have just been listed, and they're coming to completion as well. And you cannot compete with these with your resale at the same price. It is not going to happen. They are offering bonkers incentives, just crazy stuff like car salesman commercials. No offense to car salesmen, but like one builder's throwing in 2 years of flood insurance if you want to buy. They'll pay 2 years of your flood insurance premium. What are you talking about? What do they do after that? Why would you? That's like an adjustable rate mortgage of a different name. That always seems to be the answer. It's just, we're going to mess with your monthly payment and somehow make it manageable. After you buy the house and we're rid of it, we don't really care how it affects you or what's going to go on. But I hope you figure out a way to make those flood insurance payments in the next 2 years, or you're going to be in for a big surprise, assuming that they don't go up because of the insurance crisis we're experiencing as well. As we walk by these beautiful condo units, someone did mention, hey, can you do a market update just for condos? I will try to do that next month, or maybe throw in November's numbers just to give you guys an update. But it really, the spoken word kind of said that one, you know, for 8 months of inventory for condos down here right now is just catastrophic. And even ones that are still, there's ones that still aren't fixed from the hurricane. These still aren't fixed from the hurricane. And you're staring down the barrel of, well, the way they phrase it in the listings is only a $5,000 assessment now. You know, if you bought one of these cash in the past 2 or 3 years for $300,000, you probably have the change for the $5,000 assessment. However, if you bought one of these maybe 10 years ago, had a small mortgage on it, when you could get them for 80, 90, 120, and that really was pushing your income then, you're on a fixed income, $5,000 assessment, gonna crush you, and that's on the light end. I know you guys in the comments, because you've shared and around the state, that you've mentioned $5,000 would probably be a blessing if that's all your assessment was. Even people letting me know about the HOAs in the last videos. I mean, talking $1,500 to $2,800 increases per month. I don't see the condo situation getting any better here. Like I mentioned, I am aware of the Surfside regulations as well. I haven't even really factored those in, but even without all that, it's bad enough. It is driving a lot of it, but even with that removed, just the insurance, the HOA increases, like that condo back there is only 2 stories. It's not going to be held to the same new laws as the 3 stories, though that will probably change in the future. I would expect that might not stay that way. That's my personal opinion. But even in the absence of all that, you know, that's the kind of stuff you're looking at without a major structural review that bankrupts your entire association. Now, there's also more backlash from an article that came out stating that Gen Z thinks $75,000 a year is not middle class, and a lot of people are upset with that, but they're absolutely right. Like, just think of your rent at $2,000 to $3,000 a month. It's going to eat up half your gross pay, guys, not your net pay, just your gross pay. So, yeah, I can see why they make that assumption, but I can also see why someone thinks $75,000 is a great middle-class lifestyle. If you bought 5 to 10 years ago, your mortgage payment is like $1,200 all in. Maybe you don't have any car debt. Yeah, you could, you know, it's 2 very different economies for people right now. That's the hard thing for most to understand. So some are doing good, some are doing bad, but in order to clear out all of these houses, we need everyone around here killing it. And I think it's just not going to happen, but we will see. Once I get the official numbers, obviously, we'll plug back in with you guys. But that's all I got for today. If you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.